If you want others to value you more, then you have to do two things. You have to increase your own self-value, meaning what you bring to the table for other people. And secondly, you have to make sure that other people actually know about it. So here are 9 Stoic strategies from some of the greatest minds of all time to help you get started. Number 1. Be useful. Marcus Aurelius says that the fruit of this life is good character and acts for the common good. If you're not providing any benefit to anyone else in your community, if you're just taking up space and resources, well, people are going to value you less. The Stoics believed that part of the purpose of life was to serve something greater than yourself, whether that's your family, your friends, your community, or even humanity itself. This is why they valued hard work so much and being able to contribute. Seneca writes, "The one who does you good will expect nothing in return, and he who receives it will give thanks." So if you want to be valued by others, start by being useful and valuable to them. Ask yourself how you can serve others better and try to find ways to contribute more to the world around you. This could be through your work, your volunteering, or simply by being a good friend and family member. By focusing on ways to add value to others, you'll not only be seen as more valuable yourself, but you'll also be making the world a better place in the process. 2. Become indispensable. Now, Marcus Aurelius had a slightly different take on this idea of usefulness. He said that one should aim to be indispensable, which means that when you leave the room, people feel like something is missing. But how do you become indispensable? Well, there's no magic formula, but one strategy the Stoics would recommend is doubling down on whatever you're already good at. See, we all have unique skills and talents that we can develop and hone. So pick 1 or 2 things that you're really good at or enjoy doing and focus on getting really great at those. Over time, this will make you an indispensable part of any team or group that you're a part of. It means that when you're not around, people will miss your contributions and perspective. And that's when you know you've become truly valuable. Just think about it. There are probably a few people in your own life who are so good at what they do or so irreplaceable in their role that when they're not around, everything just feels off. These are the people who are indispensable. They're the ones who make a real difference and whose presence is deeply felt when they're gone. That's the kind of person you want to be. So, take your existing strengths and double down on them until you become the indispensable one in your field. 3. Do the right thing. Being a good and honest person is always valuable. This is a lesson that we learn from the legendary Greek philosopher Socrates, who was known for his unwavering integrity and commitment to truth. Socrates understood that doing the right thing wasn't always easy, but it was always necessary. He said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." He believed that we all have a duty to examine our own lives and to constantly strive to be better people, and so should you. But it's not enough to just examine our own lives. We also have a responsibility to make the world a better place, and that requires us to do the right thing even when it's difficult. As Epictetus says, it's not what happens to you that matters, but how you respond. So don't just go through life passively. Take a stand for what you believe in, and be willing to defend it, even if it's unpopular or risky. When you do this, you'll not only be respected and valued by others, but you'll also be living a life that's true to your own principles and values. 4. Control your emotions. Seneca once said, "He is a slave who follows his emotions," and it's a quote that challenges us to look deeper into how we react to what happens in our lives. You see, our emotions are powerful forces that can drive us to do great things, but they can also lead us astray if we let them control us. The Stoics believed that the key to freedom and self-mastery was the ability to control our emotions and reactions. When you're able to do that, you're seen as a rational, calm, and confident person, which is highly valued in any situation. How many times have you seen someone lose their cool and say or do something that was completely out of line? It happens all the time because most people lack self. But when you're able to stay calm and level-headed when everyone else is losing their mind, that's when you stand out and become truly valuable. The Stoics believe that we shouldn't deny our emotions, but rather understand and control them. This allows us to channel our emotions in a productive way and use them to our advantage instead of letting them control us. 5. Think rationally. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The key is to have the right attitude. Everything in the universe is subject to our judgments, interpretations, and opinions." These words are a reminder that our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality and define our existence. The Stoics believed that the key to understanding the world around us and our place in it was through reason and logic. They taught us to challenge our beliefs and assumptions, and to seek out the truth through rational thought. By thinking rationally and logically, we can better understand ourselves and the world around us. This leads to better decisions, increased wisdom, and a deeper sense of inner peace. It also helps us to see things objectively and not let our emotions cloud our judgment. And in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, this is a valuable skill indeed. 6. Speak less. One of the best ways to increase your value is to decrease the amount of useless chatter you put out into the world. The Greek philosopher Epictetus said, "One of the signs of a man's breeding is the ability to remain silent." And it's a quote that has stuck with me for a long time. It challenges us to consider the power of silence and how it can be a sign of maturity, self-awareness, and intelligence. When we speak less, we come across as more confident, mysterious, and thoughtful. And that makes us more interesting to talk to and more likely to be taken seriously. The Stoics believe that our words reflect our thoughts, and that we should be mindful of what we say. By speaking less, we avoid saying things we might regret, and we give ourselves time to think before we speak. It's a simple yet powerful way to cultivate self-mastery and improve the quality of our interactions with others. 7. Choose your company wisely. Seneca famously said, "He who is everywhere is nowhere." It's a quote that highlights the importance of focusing our attention and being selective about where we spend our time and energy. And this is especially true when it comes to the company we keep. Surrounding yourself with the right people can have a profound impact on your life and character. The Stoics believe that we should choose our friends carefully and only associate with people who inspire us to be better. People can be incredibly influential, either positively or negatively, and the Stoics understood this very well. By choosing to surround ourselves with people who share our values and goals, we create a supportive network that lifts us up and challenges us to grow. But it's equally important to distance ourselves from those who bring negativity and distraction into our lives. Remember, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So, choose them wisely. The ancient Greek physician Hippocrates famously said, "Life is short, the art of medicine is uncertain, and the human body is the property of the soul." In these words, Hippocrates reminds us that while our bodies are physical and subject to the laws of nature, they are also precious vessels that house our souls and allow us to experience life. Taking care of our bodies is not only a matter of physical health, but also of respecting the sanctity of life and recognizing the preciousness of each moment. The Stoics were big on living in harmony with nature, and that included taking care of our body. They believed that we should eat and exercise in moderation and avoid excesses of any kind. They also believed that we should develop a deep connection with our bodies and listen to their needs and limits. By taking care of our bodies, we not only prolong our lifespan, but we also enhance our ability to enjoy life to the fullest. 9. Keep learning. Seneca once said, "A new experience is a new lesson," and it's a quote that reminds us of the endless opportunities for growth and learning that surround us. As human beings, we are naturally curious, and our thirst for knowledge is what has driven us to explore and understand the world around us. The Stoics believe that we should never stop learning and that each experience is a chance to grow and improve. They saw the world as a vast classroom and encouraged their followers to embrace new experiences and learn from them. Learning doesn't have to be a formal or structured process. It can happen anytime, anywhere. By keeping an open mind and being curious about the world around us, we can learn from every experience, no matter how big or small. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "You could stop being an annoyance to yourself. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." So, don't be afraid to embrace new experiences and learn from them. Embrace the journey and remember that every step you take is an opportunity to grow and become a better version of yourself. So there you have it, 9 Stoic strategies to help you become more valued by others. But please remember that the path to self-improvement and personal growth is a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient with yourself and don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Stay committed to your goals and keep working towards becoming the best version of yourself.